Another crucial Excel skill when you're looking at finance for cases is being able to do sensitivity analysis. So again, we've got a simple cash flow statement set up here, and we've got an MPV and IRR. Those use the XMPV, XRR. So in those cases, we're using the discount rate. We're using all of the cash flows, including that negative cash flow and the dates, because we've got dates set up in terms of a year. XIRR, we've got all of our cash flows and our dates. We need to make sure that we've got a negative cash flow at the beginning, which is our investment, in order for the NPV to work. The other thing we've done here is we've set up a sensitivity table. This is actually a two-way data table in Excel, and we've got our discount rates at the top row. Our first column is all of the growth rates. This top cell in it is just a copy of the NPV formula. So we've just made it equal to C12, which is where our NPV formula is. And then we can work on the formula and work on how the data table works. And so within the file itself, there's some instructions for it, but I'm just going to go through and just show how that's done. So we've got our discount rates, our growth rates, our NPV value. I'm going to select all of the cells that we've got that we're going to cover. Typically, these non-bullet things would be empty at this point in time. So if I go up to data, there's a what if analysis. At the bottom, we've got our data table, and then we get to select what we want to put in. So our rows are, the row at the top here is showing our discount rate. The column on the first column is showing our growth rate. So we can select our growth rates. Those are incorporated into our NPV formula. If we hit OK, it's going to produce the same numbers that we had before in terms of these, what our NPVs look like at the different growth rates and different discount rates that we've got. The other thing we can do with this is a sensitivity analysis. We're going to change the growth rate from 0 to 2 to 4% and take a look at what that might look like. We've already got it done, and so it creates a scenario summary where it shows us this is what the NPVs look like at those different rates, right? And we've also got a set of instructions here, but I'm going to go through and just show the example of how this is done. And again, we're just going up to data or go over to our what if analysis. The first one is our scenario manager. And what we would typically do here is hit the add button, and then we'd add each of the scenarios we want. I'm going to, because they're already here, I'm just going to hit the edit button, but the process is basically the same. Give it a name. So this is my 0%. The change cell is my growth rate up here, C3. That's going to remain the same. And actually, once you program it in, it'll stay the same for each of the different scenarios we set up. When we hit OK, it wants the value for this particular scenario, which is going to be 0 for our 0%. Hit OK. We can then go to our second one here. Again, I'm going to hit the edit. Typically, you'd add it in. This is my 2%. The C3 is still there. I'm going to click OK. And I would then put my value in as 0.02 because this won't accept percentages. It has to be a numeric answer. So this is my 2%. And then I go to my 4%. Again, I'm going to add it. You typically add this. My 4%. C3 is going to be there. And I'm going to tell it to be 0.04, which is 4%. Click OK. Then I can take a look at the summary, go down to the bottom, hit the summary. It's going to ask where do I want that number to show up? What number am I actually looking for? And the number I'm looking for is the NPV, right? So that's C12. Typically you'd hit OK on the scenario summary. I'm just going to cancel here because we've got our scenario summary already done, and our scenario summary will then show at each of the percentages what the different values are in terms of the NPV, and then we can start to use those in things like a chart here where we've mapped out what does the scenario manager tell us for changing the growth rate, what does the NPV look like.